All right, welcome back, everybody. So President Cyril Ramaphosa starts 2 days of testimony at the state capture inquiry later on this morning. He'll be appearing before the commission in his capacity as ANC president. Now, he'll be testifying again next month as president of the country and former deputy president. Let's cross to Political Editor Mzwandile Mbeje, who's keeping an eye on the proceedings for SABC News. It's going to be a big day, certainly for the State Capture Commission as well as the whole of South Africa, as everybody watching on and waiting to see what the president is going to do. But it's a difficult moment because, particularly going in as the the president of the ANC, breaking ranks, staying within ranks. I mean, I think that's what everybody's going to be looking to. Give us a bit of an understanding of what we can expect today.
Thank you, Leanne. Of course, it's a big day today. The ANC is the governing party. And of course, we know, as you have correctly said, at a later stage he will come in as the president of the country. But what is important about this appearance, Leanne, is that when everything that is being investigated here at the Zondo Commission was happening, the ANC was in power. And yes, he's the president now. He was not the president, but he was the deputy president. And even besides that, Leanne, so he's always been a member of the National Executive Committee. One of the questions that Judge Zondo really wants to know when witnesses have been coming here was to say, what has been the governing party doing, given that they always say they are a collective, they take collective decisions. If there are decisions that have gone wrong, so what did the collective say? And that is the key question that Judge Zondo will want to know. And of course, he will also go into the specifics, Leanne.
Yeah, I mean, and the reality is that I think what a lot of people want to know is that, as much as we talk to state capture and we talk about all of these allegations, I know he's not appearing as the deputy president or the former deputy president of the country, but rather the president of the ANC. But people are still looking to this and saying, surely you were completely aware of what was going on, and surely you can't plead ignorance to this. So people obviously are wanting answers today.
They absolutely want answers. One of the things that keeps being spoken about is the issue of cadre deployment. I know that the chairperson of the ANC, Gwede Mantashe, did explain how it works. But I think what would be even more interesting, Leanne, is that as the former deputy president, as we have said, so he chaired that deployment committee. So he will then be able to give insight and clarity to the commission to say, so as the chair of that committee, so what sort of qualities do you look at, particularly when you send people to certain positions who perhaps have questionable character, as evidenced by some of the events that we have seen. So those are some of the things he will asked to do. And you remember one of the things that Fikile Mbalula, the NEC member, said at some point that his appointment, he had it from the Guptas, and then he went and complained at the NEC. Those are some of the questions, again, that he'll be asked about, because he was the deputy president then. The question would be, so when someone like Mbalula complained, so what did you say? What did you say as a collective, or you as the deputy president? So what are you saying now? So were you complicit where wrongdoing was done? So, or did you try to say things should not be done in a particular way? So there is a number really of questions. I know that some of them will somehow go into parastatals, but I think those will be dealt with thoroughly when he comes back as the head of state, because there is a lot that still needs to be spoken about, Leanne.
Yeah. So insiders saying that he will actually not have his own legal counsel there, and that he, this obviously with the idea that he's going to be fully compliant with the commission and whatever is laid out to him. Has this been confirmed? Do we know whether or not the president will have his own legal counsel there?
Remember, he is coming as the president of the ANC. I would assume that the ANC would have its legal counsel, because there would be issues which would need to be looked at perhaps from the legal point of view. But he will be accompanied by the delegation of the ANC, because he's not coming here in person, I mean, as Cyril Ramaphosa, the person, but he's coming here as Cyril Ramaphosa, who is the president of the ANC. And some of the issues that will be coming out of here may need following up, and clearly they would need to give a brief to their legal counsel. And I think the collective or the delegation that will accompany him will also be able to assist. But obviously when he's on the stand, so they can't be there. So I'm sure during break, in case he needs a bit of briefing here and there, so they will do that. So he is coming to account on behalf of the ANC. In fact, Leanne, he himself said, well, the ANC is accused number one. So Judge Zondo may just want to know, what do you mean by saying the ANC is accused number one?
Yeah, and that is where the interesting part lies, because the question as we began the interview chatting about Mzwandile is the breaking ranks or not breaking ranks, because whether we like to believe it or not, he is the head of the ruling party, the political party that's in power, the party that, of course, is going into elections this year, and the party that, of course, we know is very divided at this time. So things that are said there at the commission could really destroy the president's future within the party. I mean, are these the kind of issues that one would be looking for and that the president is dealing with before this even begins?
Oh, yes. When before the pandemic disrupted a number of things, I think one of the things really that was being spoken about, I think many people, Leanne, were saying, as we watch the commission, the ANC is on trial here. And I know some of their leaders would come out and say, no, it's not the ANC as a party, but it's individuals. But the fact of the matter is that those people represent the ANC. And the fact that people have been saying the ANC is on trial, it just tells you that all those wrong things, most of those wrong things were done by people, even those perhaps who were not necessarily leaders, but who had been sent by the ANC leaders. So given that there are varying opinions and there are divisions within them, so it will be very interesting. I mean, there is a group that you know very well that is keen to come and account at the Zondo Commission. Of course, there are those who are very reluctant to say, so why do we have to come and lay out our dirty linen in public? So some of those things. And I can see after his presentation, I guess some of the fissures will actually deepen, because clearly this is a party divided. I mean, the evidence is there. In fact, as we stand here now, so the countdown, I know some people have been doing the countdown insofar as the step-aside resolution is concerned with regards to the Secretary General of the ANC. And the big question, by the way, again, Leanne, so ordinarily you would expect the top six or most of the delegation to be here. Will the Secretary General be by the side of the President, who will then be giving that evidence? Us knowing that in the next few days, he needs to step aside as per the resolution of the NSC. And we have seen some of the NSC members coming out saying, we don't need to rush. But the fact of the matter is the NSC has decided. Is that not indicative of the divisions in the party?
All right. Well, there we go. Right. Thank you very, very much. And we'll be crossing to you again. I know that you've got a couple of guests lined up for us as well. And I suppose one of the things people will be looking to is how the president is handled at the State Capture Commission, with kid gloves or as every other person that has appeared there with quite intense and tough questioning. So we'll see how that all unfolds. Why we'll cross to you again. Thanks very, very much for your views here on the program, and of course, just standing by and giving us an update as to what we can expect from the Commission today. Right, quick break.